In today's episode, the Vauxhall Victor. Hello and welcome to Quarterlight, your car brochure channel, the channel that brings you car brochures from around the world for the 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s and sometimes beyond that as well. So if you're interested in car brochures, car knowledge, looking back at cars we remember, bringing back those memories really is what this particular channel is all about, then please do consider subscribing. It's all completely free. It will always be free. So that keeps you in touch with the channel. We do about 3 episodes a week. So this week we're going back in time for sure for this 1961 Vauxhall brochure. So I'm just going to turn the camera around, probably sort this blind out. We've got the sun coming through and we'll have a look at this interesting early brochure. So here is the brochure, lovely emblem on the front there. And this is a full range brochure actually for 61, showing the Victor, the Velux and the Cresta. Now it doesn't look a particularly large brochure, but there's lots of information in there. So I don't think we're going to get much past the Victor. We might just look at the Victor saloons and maybe next week the estates. Let's see how we get on, but it is quite a wordy brochure, this one. But lovely condition, saying this is from 61. If I just turn the brochure around, here's the code at the bottom there showing that 61, so that's where I'm getting the 61 from. Although in the brochure it'll talk about 62 because it's really talking about the 62 model year. And as you can see, we can see the word Ontario. This is a bit of an unusual brochure actually, as it's a Canadian brochure for Vauxhall. A little bit unusual, so General Motor Products of Canada Limited. Let's just turn the brochure back round again. So when you first look at the front cover, this is your clue that it isn't actually a UK brochure. It says at the bottom there, I don't know if you can see it, but it says the British car built and backed by General Motors. So yeah, Canadian, so they imported them to Canada. I don't know how well they sold. I've certainly never seen a Victor, a Velux or a Cresta in Canada, but Vauxhalls at this time period were not particularly good at resisting rust, I think it's fair to say. But let's turn to the first page. So we move straight into that first model, the Victor Deluxe, completely, dynamically new. What a great little passage. Lovely images in this brochure. It's a bit different than normal 60s brochures though. It turns like a normal brochure, and usually find 60s brochures all more like a sort of brochure style page. This is opening more like a conventional brochure. Also 60s brochures, you tend to get more drawn images, where these seem to be the actual models. So it is a little bit unusual in that way as well. We'll start with the text, then we'll move our way around the images. This little bottom section is talking about the colours. So it starts by telling us the Victor Deluxe is all new for 62 with fresh new aerodynamic styling, with a smoother than ever ride, with an effortless economical engine. If you've got an eye for quality, a taste for luxury, a shrewd sense of values, then you'll instantly approve the new Victor Deluxe. Take a look at the styling with its bigger, full new windshield and wraparound rear window. Thrill to the smooth, easy ride, courtesy of the Victor's low centre of gravity, wide tread stance and longer wheelbase. You'll notice how the big bore, short stroke 4-cylinder engine steps out in front with eager yet economical power. The new Victor Deluxe has more room right through, from its spacious interior with comfort for 5 big passengers to the big 21 cubic foot trunk with its convenient flat floor. The Victor Deluxe offers you a new roominess, a new fun in family driving, all at a surprisingly modest cost. And it shows this lovely two-tone model grey, but then it's got this lovely red roof on. I do quite like the colours on this one. I do like the styling of the Victor as well. It is a very stylish looking car. But unusual to see in Canada. Obviously this is quite a small car. It certainly would be classed as a compact car in Canada, when you imagine all the more commonly seen American cars at the time. The 60s American cars were huge, of course, so it would have looked very, very small. Although a bit of a note on that, obviously Canada is very much dictated to whatever US wants, even today, really, to some extent, which is sad, because I think in reality Canada would benefit from more sort of European cars, to be honest with you. The fuel consumption or the fuel prices in Canada are much higher than the prices in America, so unfortunately, a lot of the times we just have to take what the US wants, because obviously they're a much bigger buyer. But anyway, I'm waffling on a bit there. So yeah, lovely colours, and it does show the colours down below actually. So it starts by showing the exterior colours rather nicely with leather interiors. So we get a black, Alaska smoke grey, mist blue, Bermuda blue, moonlight blue and alpine green. I would imagine smoke grey would have been the colour we were seeing there, with various different interior options: oatmeal beige, cherry red, sky blue, alpine green. That would have been interesting, wouldn't it? Alpine green with the alpine green leather interior. That would have been quite a striking car. Nice to see that the leather as well. Moving on, there are other colours though. So there is another green actually, Glade green with the alpine green interior, honey gold, primrose, Venetian red, gull grey, dusk rose and lilac haze. Lovely names and lovely colours, far better colour choice back then. But like that picture showed, there is that two-tone option as well. So you can have like honey gold upper with a black lower. Now unusually this two-tone, because it looks like the two-tone, it just means the upper is just the roof section, which is a little bit unusual for the time. We also get gull grey with smoke grey, bit of unusual, two different greys together. Mist blue with Bermuda blue. Alpine green with Glade green, again unusual, two different greens. Primrose with honey gold with primrose, opposite way around, and Venetian red, gull grey, which is going to be the colour, the model we just saw then actually. So I believe that would have been gull grey then, rather than smoke grey. And then the upper, like it tells us there, is Venetian red. It's a good colour combination. Tells us the interior of that one would have been cherry red leather. Possibly just about see some of that cherry red leather inside, but yeah, that's a nice choice. I'm never a fan of grey cars, but if you add another colour with it, it does liven things up a bit. Unusual placement of the fuel cap, but look how nicely it's styled there. As I just take the camera out of focus. Look how nicely that fuel cap is styled to curve like the rear end, and a lot of styling gone on with that particular car. Anyway, let's have a look at more text, and I think we've got an interior shot then. Look at that interior. Lovely colours, isn't it? Yeah, I just think it's a really nicely styled car, and certainly in the showroom when they were brand new, they must have looked a little bit special for a little compact car in Canada. Must point out, of course, Quarterlight, although in Canada they probably would call that a vent window, but yeah, we have to call it a Quarterlight, of course. Always nice to see an opening Quarterlight. Anyway, let's read the text. Maybe I'll just leave the camera on there while I read the text this time. It tells us the deep woven pile carpet of this deluxe interior have a soft, cushioned, resilient underlay, and the luxurious honey gold shade of the carpeting matches the top of the instrument panel and contrasts richly with the oatmeal beige. There's more comfort in the new Victor Deluxe, with front seats individually adjustable for the correct legroom height and angle, and all seats have deep extra layers of foam cushioning. Sumptuous real leather upholstery highlights the luxuriously appointed interior of the Victor Deluxe. 2 bucket seats in front plus a roomy rear seat cushions you in superlative comfort. And the Vauxhall heater, standard on all models, nice, will keep you toaster warm all winter. Of course, this is Canada, so we definitely need that. And to add to the beauty and enduring quality of your Victor, all mouldings are of extra durable material and resist rusting and pitting. I don't think they were best at that side of things, but yeah, like I said, beautiful interior. And then we get this rather lovely family little picture there. Golfing, I guess. Maybe it's not a family, I don't know, but a little golfing trip, I guess, to show you the luggage space. It's really thrown everything in there. So this is white. Oh, it's a two-tone, isn't it? I had to just go back to the colours because, like, I was a little bit confused there because it doesn't say there is a white with this gold. This looks like Alaska white, and I presume this is honey gold top, but it doesn't tell us that combination exists, rather weirdly. Anyway, the text for this says there's plenty of room for all the family luggage in the more than adequate deluxe trunk. The spare wheel is stored out of the way, but is easily accessible when needed. When you see these and all the many more extra quality features, you'll agree that the Victor Deluxe offers you more new beauty, more new comfort, more new convenience than any other car in its class. Then we turn the page and we see the rest of the range and get an idea that it actually looks like we're going down the range to the Super and then lower still to the base model, the Standard. But even in the later brochures, and what was the brochure we looked at last time was in the 80s, Vauxhall do like to go high and then go down the range, where if you look at forward brochures, they start with the base model and go up, which I prefer, but still interesting. So we'll look at the Super next, low, wide and handsome. Again, it shows the colours, which I presume may well be slightly different than the other model, but maybe the same. We'll see that anyway. And then we'll move to the Victor Standard, low in price, high in value. But anyway, let's read the text here first. It starts by telling us there's a look of eager action about the new Victor Super. A look that is matched by its instant response and lively power. Yet with all its eagerness, the Super is still a car of quality, of spaciousness and beauty. It's a family car that's good to look at, fun to drive. See how smoothly the Victor Super holds the road, even at highway speeds. See how steadily it corners. You can thank the Super's low centre of gravity and wide tread stance for this. And you can thank the Super's surprising roominess for the comfort you'll experience. There's ample hip and shoulder room for both front and rear passengers. Thick pile carpeting adds an extra touch of luxury to the rear floor, while durable rubber mats or floor mats are featured in the front. And just look at this host of other refinements you get in the new Super. Twin sun visors, ashtray back of front seat, door operated courtesy light, padded instrument panel top, full circle horn ring, all at no additional cost to the Victor Super's modest price. Bucket seats are also available as an optional cost option on the 1962 Victor Super. And here is the Victor Super Sedan in Primrose. I actually always associate Primrose with a bit of a lighter shade of yellow, but there it is, an unusual colour to choose from at the time. But again, I love the overall styling of these. But of course you couldn't just get them in Primrose, so the colours this time as single colours are black, Alaska white, smoke grey, mist blue, Bermuda blue, moonlight blue, alpine green, glade green, honey gold, primrose. Showing primrose there, it's got honey gold and oatmeal beige, vine-eyed. So we've not got that leather trim anymore, we've got vine-eyed. You can also get Venetian red and dusk rose. And then it continues with the colours showing lilac haze, black, and then again Alaska smoke grey, alpine green, glade green, honey gold, primrose, Venetian red, gull grey, dusk rose, because it's kind of like telling you we can also get a lot of these colours in rayon. So someone might be able to enlighten me on these different trims, the difference between vinide and Tegan rayon. I'm not sure. Anyway, they could get them in two-tone colours as well. Honey gold and black, gull grey and smoke grey, mist blue and Bermuda blue, alpine green and glade green, primrose and honey gold and primrose, Venetian red, gull grey, honey gold black, gull grey, smoke grey, alpine green, glade green, primrose, honey gold, primrose, Venetian red, gull grey. Again, some of them colours are repeated because some have got that vinide, some have got that Tigan rayon. Anyway, just peeping in the car I was looking at. Firstly, great 60s fashions there. But yeah, the interior, I guess, would have been honey gold on this primrose one. Anyway, let's move to the next model. Your base model Victor, the Victor Standard. Let's start with the text, we'll come back to the images, see how basic these were. It tells us here's the car for the budget conscious, the new Victor Standard, still with full Vauxhall engineering, design and performance, with the same top quality mechanical features as the Super and Deluxe series. The Standard has the same Vauxhall over-square engine and its lively power for quick acceleration and effortless day-long cruising at highway speeds. The sweeping low roofline accentuates the new sleek look of the 62 Victor Standard, and there's a full panoramic windshield and rear window to give you all-round visibility for safer driving. The wheelbase is long enough to assure a really smooth ride, yet short enough to make parking delightfully easy. And there's really generous leg, hip and shoulder room inside the new Victor. Plenty of space for 5 adults to ride in comfort. Storage is simple in the Standard's full width trunk. No obstructions to hinder easy placement of luggage. Inside and out, the Standard is superbly appointed with all those special extras that make for passenger comfort and driving convenience. When you buy it, when you drive it, the new Victor Standard gives you the most for your car dollar. So here then is that base model Victor Standard, looking very basic. Let's just zoom in on the front end there. So we can see there everything has been blacked out, so it looks like we've got a black grille by the looks of it, black bumper certainly, so really denoting this is the base model car. And then the colour variations, so all single colour cars, we can't have that two-tone choice anymore for the base model, but we can have it in black, Alaska white, smoke grey, mist blue, Bermuda blue, moonlight blue, alpine green, glade green, honey gold and primrose in that vinide, as well as the Venetian red and gull grey in vinide. And then we've got a black, Alaska white, smoke grey, alpine green, glade green, honey gold and primrose in that Tigan rayon. So yeah, 3 different spec levels of these saloons. There's also the estate, which we'll look at next week. And next week we'll also look at more specifications for these Victors as well. But I think we'll close this episode off by saying thank you so much for watching the Vauxhall Victor saloons for model year 62 in this Canadian brochure. Like I say, we'll continue this story next week by looking at the estates. But until then, we'll end, as we always do, by saying thank you so much for watching. If you're not already, please do become a subscriber. It is all completely free. Keeps you in touch with the channel. A couple of boxes here for your further viewing. But there is over 800 episodes now on Quarterlight, so I'm sure there's something more for you. until next week when we look at the estates. But thank you so much for watching today. Please do take care. All the best and goodbye.